Today, we become legends.
Hey, my name's Inter, and welcome back to the channel, and of course, as soon as I post a video today, the bonus update notes come out right afterwards, so you get a double video. We've got 11.7 bonus update notes for Smite 1 to go over. These will be live tomorrow, July 23rd, and yeah, let's just jump right in. So, first up, Warlock staff, they have fixed the Evolve version. Nice, but honestly, I don't know if I'm crazy here, why was this not hotfixed like day one? Because, like, if you didn't know, this is a bonus update, and I believe bonus updates, they can be pushed to the servers without a client update, because all they're doing is, like, changing stat values on stuff. You don't actually need to do a client update for it, so I don't know why this couldn't just be fixed day one. Like, I've been very excited to use this item. I think it's gonna be really strong with 500 health on it, but it has 400 health on it, because they just didn't hotfix it for, like, how long has it been? Like 2-3 weeks? This should have been fixed immediately, in my opinion. But yeah, good to see it. We'll be trying out some Warlock stuff probably over on Into Games. Definitely go subscribe to the second channel if you want to catch that. Shield of the Phoenix added clarification to the text description about the amount of heals per ability. So yeah, this is triggering as normal compared to All Glad Shield. It's once per target per ability, but in the text it just said once per ability, and that kind of confused a lot of people. So yeah, it is once per target per ability. It always has been since this item's implementation. They've just fixed the description. Shifted Shield, completely broken item. They have taken 50 health off of it, 10 power, and 15 magical power. This is a good start. Maybe it'll need more. This is definitely quite a significant nerf. It's not anything too massive though. I think maybe if anything they should have taken down the base prots by 5 as well or something like that. Personally, I'd rather not see it lose the power. I'd rather see them take like 10 of each prots off instead of what they've done with the power, but they do want to keep the power down on the item because they don't like bruiser items, so it's understandable. And yeah, losing 50 health as well. We'll see where the item's at. I feel like it's still going to be a auto build in every single tank build, but this might be enough, especially with the power decrease, which is probably another reason why they took some power off of it, because it's being built in DPS roles, and obviously you don't want that. So yeah, this will probably fall out of DPS role builds, but probably still gonna be a mainstay in like all tank builds, and maybe some junglers might want it as well. Archdruid's Fury, they have decreased the base damage per stack by 5. The stack's 6 times, so an effective reduction of 30 damage overall in Archdruid's Fury. This makes sense. This was the go-to premium damage increase like tank item. A lot of times you're going this over stuff like Stone of Binding for the flat pen, because this is just so much free damage that you get out of this thing. So yeah, understandable to see it nerfed. I think it'll be in a good spot now with just this 5 damage decrease. I think it's a perfect nerf. Shield of Thorns, they have decreased the base damage by 15 on all ranks of this thing. This makes sense. I did not even realize how much damage this thing was doing until I played into a Cthulhu and rushed it in lane and absolutely like completely chunked me with it. It does a lot of damage in the early game. So yeah, this is completely fine. It doesn't really affect the actual total damage of it in terms of like using it in late game team fights against ADCs or anything. It's just going to bring down that early game damage output of it, even if you don't hit them that much, which I think is fine. Kin Size and Reaver, they have decreased the damage health scaling floors from 2250 to 2000, basically to bring them back in line with the new TTK changes. They're not that new anymore at this point, I guess, but yeah, the TTK changes made these items worse. Personally, I don't think they need buffs. I think there's no reason you're not building Soul Reaver and Kin Size anyway. Obviously, if you're going crit, you might not be building Kin Size, but even then you might be. But like, you're still building these items. I don't really think they needed a buff, but I kind of understand where they're coming from in terms of just bringing these things back in line to where they're sort of, you know, gonna get that damage increase more reliably. Moving on to Gods. Ymir, they have updated Frostbite's description to properly state that they take 15% less damage or deal 15% less damage instead of 10. Erlang Shen, an absolute force in the meta at the moment. They have decreased his base health by 10 and health per level by 3. And they have decreased the damage on spot weakness by 2 at all ranks. And then the lifesteal by 0.5% up to 2.5%. These are pretty laughable. Erlang is still going to be absolutely dominant. You can't just bring his knockup back and leave him with all of the other ridiculous buffs that he got from his rework. He's just going to be dominant. He also got Stone Cutting Sword back and a bunch of other good items. He's still going to be insane. These nerfs are going to be nowhere near enough. They say here maybe the hype will die down. You know, maybe people are just excited to play him, but honestly, who the fuck's excited to play Erlang Shen, man? I feel like no one really likes that character. People just play him because he's meta, and I think he's going to remain meta. RTO, this is a partial revert. They have decreased the heal on Energy Surge from 40 up to 200. It's now 40 up to 120. This was a change they made a while ago, and yeah, this thing is kind of insane. This is per target. This is not just once on the ability, so if you hit 5 people with this, you are healing everyone around you for 1,000. It's insane. I'm surprised it didn't get nerfed so quickly, but I guess everyone started playing RTO now, so it's come to the forefront. Yeah, this is definitely a deserved nerf. Horus Shift, they have decreased the protection reduction debuff on Fracture by 5 at all ranks, but they have also decreased the cooldown. So yeah, definitely an overall nerf to this ability. Obviously, with the TTK changes bringing everyone's base protections down, this 30 flat shred is kind of insane. Somehow Cerberus still gets away with having 51, and Horus is the one that gets nerfed, but I guess Cerberus isn't strong at the moment. That's probably why. You know, if Cerberus takes over the meta, they could probably go and nerf the flat pen on this too. It's absolutely insane that it does 51. But yeah, 30 even in itself is like, you know, you're pretty much doing almost true damage to backliners with this thing. Like, with the amount of protections that they have at the moment, not including support auras. So it makes sense that they will want to nerf this down, especially in the early game. This is going to be very important. You know, 10 going down to 5 is absolutely massive in terms of like the rank 1 of this ability. Morgan Le Fay, they have increased the mark damage scaling from 8% to 10% on her ultimate. They have increased the projectile damage scaling from 40 to 45, and then they have added a 50 to 130 base heal per hit. So this heals you based on missing health. They've now added a flat amount of healing to it. Why? Morgan is fine, dude. I feel like Morgan's absolutely great right now. Like, Morgan is good. She's maybe not completely meta or anything, but she's, like, still very good. I don't really think she needs buffs like this. Especially this, like, adding 130 flat healing per hit, so you're already getting minimum 390, and then you're also getting the, percent health healing from this as well, dude. She's gonna be insane. I mean, obviously, they say here she's performing significantly worse in the first few weeks of 11.7. I assume they have data on it that says she's not really performing well. I don't know what level of play that is, but everything I've seen, Morgan Le Fay is actually really good right now, so I don't really know why they're buffing her. Baba Yaga, I'm kind of fine with buffs for though. They have increased the damage mitigation on her 3, so it's just 35% flat instead of 25 scaling up to 35, and they've also increased the health shield scaling to 25 to 30% of her magical power. This is fine. I don't think we all want Baba dominating the meta again, but she's been pretty bad for a while. I think this will probably be fine and not completely break her. Cernanos, they have increased the damage of Heavy Glaive from 25 to 30% of his basic attack damage. They have increased the base damage on Bramble Blast by 10 at all ranks, and then they have decreased the cooldown of his dash in the early game only. It's still going to be 13 seconds in the late game. Yeah, a bit like Baba, honestly. Cernanos was meta for a long time and was very sticky in the meta, so it's a little bit scary to see him buff like this, but the buffs aren't absolutely enormous in any way. But yeah, I don't think we all want to go back to Cernanos meta, dude. He was meta for so long, not that long ago. Jormungandr, they have decreased the rate at which Jormungandr's basic attack frequency slows down by roughly 30%, so you can get more of those quick auto attacks out. They have decreased the mana cost on his 1, I believe this is, slightly, 10 at all ranks. And they've also decreased the cooldown of his ultimate from 100 to 90. Dude, that's kind of crazy. Like, Jormungandr feels like it should be one of those ults that is not on 90 seconds. But he's not been good for a while. I'm kind of okay with him being buffed here. So yeah, overall, a relatively small patch. A few fairly impactful buffs there. I don't know what this Morgan buff is, honestly. But yeah, the Horus nerf makes sense. The RTO nerf definitely makes sense. Erlang is still going to be broken. I don't think these changes are really going to do anything to him. He's still going to be really strong. Reaver and Kinsize get buffed. Thorns gets nerfed down a little bit. Arc Druids, Shifter Shield nerfs, obviously, which might be enough, at least to take it out DPS rolls, but I feel like it's still going to be a bit of a main build in tanks. And then just a couple of fixes there. We can finally build Warlock Staff and actually have it be good now, which is nice. But yeah, there you go. That's the 11.7 bonus update notes. Just a quick video keeping you guys posted. I will catch you guys for another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.